Coming up in the news, officials at Grand Bahama Port Authority say recent legislation will help to attract additional investment to this island. Another group of youngsters completing the Technical Cadet Corps program. And ZNS Northern Service launching its summer entertainment series.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the Grand Bahama Port Authority is on a mission to boost the economy of Freeport. Several business owners who are a part of the business process outsourcing BPO sector are on Grand Bahama on a fact-finding mission. Senior Manager of the Business Development Department, Tarek Newbold, says in 2013, the port saw the need to establish an information and communication technology sector with a focus on the BPO industry. He adds that the recent Commercial Enterprise Bill and the BH-1B visa supports the BPO industry and shared why it is important to showcase Freeport to investors.
They were shocked to find what they found here in Freeport during this visit. So we feel that we can compete. We are an emerging jurisdiction, but we need to create the awareness throughout the industry. And so it's important to have the influencers here who people actually call on when they're ready to expand their businesses to various jurisdictions next shore to be able to direct them to us. I got you.
These business owners say they are delighted to be on Grand Bahama.
The visit here has been eye-opening. The opportunities and the infrastructure that is here is more than what we expected. We're looking forward to kind of moving forward with opportunities within the industry here.
It's crucial to understand that in this location, that the business friendliness and the competitive landscape that has been set up by the Grand Bahama Port Authority is such that it's going to be much, much more easy to establish operations over the long term than many other jurisdictions you can find.
This seems to me, based on my short interactions here, to be a great location, close to the U.S., proximity to U.S. sales and kind of company culture, as well as the opportunity for native English to be something that this jurisdiction can certainly offer. I've been very impressed with the infrastructure, the outlook on technology, and the master plan more than anything else.
In other news, the Minister of Education with a speaking engagement on Grand Bahama last night, commending graduates of the Technical Cadet Corps program for their commitment to self-development. But he urged them to take that passion a bit further. Jay Philippe explains.
The Ministry of Education Technical Cadets Corps program held its 24th annual graduation and prize-giving ceremony where a record high 44 students graduated from the program.
I believe that the best is yet to come. Students, this program provides so many opportunities for you. Aim even beyond your imagination, as your theme indicates this evening. I always entreat you to seriously consider becoming a technical teacher in one of our high schools.
Yvonne Ward, District Superintendent of Education for East Grand Bahama and the Keys, says that the fact that 44 students, the largest group to date, were able to graduate from the Technical Cadet Corps program is no accident, but instead a testament of the combined hard work of a number of team players, which includes parents, dedicated instructors, and of course, the students.
Last year, there were only 20 graduates, and all 20 of them graduated. So that was 100% last year. However, we have more of you tonight. So per capita, I think you're doing better.
The Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, reminding the graduates that since the implementation of the program, there has been numerous technical practitioners whose foundation in the Technical Cadet Corps program undoubtedly helped them to transition into their individual roles as nation builders.
Without the technical and the technicians and the technologists, there will be no society. You need the carpenter, you need the construction technologists, you need the electrician, you need the people who are going to pave the road, you need those who are going to fix your lights, you need those going to fix your air condition and your computers. There can be no society without your technicians. So you, my beloved brothers and sisters, you are charged and forged with the responsibility of continuing to innovate and to continuing to extend beyond your imagination. We are seized as human beings with something called the evolutionary impulse. We are designed to evolve, to keep growing, to keep advancing. We must become better.
The Minister of Education challenged the graduates to use their knowledge that they have gained to help build a better Bahamas. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
An Ivy League research university contributing to the education of students on Grand Bahama. Founded in 1865, Cornell University donating a number of computers to public schools in the eastern and western districts. Jamila Mizik reports.
The Ministry of Education receiving a generous donation of 30 new computers from Cornell University. University Representative Joe Kohler says the institution has been a partner with the Grand Bahama community for a number of years.
Over 10 years ago, Ms. Swartz, starting out in Freetown with Mr. Principal Caleb Lightbourne and local government, Minister Ken Russell at the time, we were asked for computers. So we're over 10 years into this program. And thanks to your leadership last year, that of Mary Cooper, Mr. Roll, and of course, formerly Miss Edgecombe, we're now in Long Island, Bimini, and you're now going with these computers throughout the East and the West.
The computers will be distributed equally to schools in East Grand Bahama and the Keys and the West Grand Bahama and Bimini District. District Superintendent for East Grand Bahama, Yvonne Ward, says those schools in the East that do not have school boards or talk shops to support them in the purchase of technical supplies and equipment will receive the computers. She thanks all the stakeholders responsible for making the initiative possible.
We believe that this gift will assist us in realizing the Ministry of Education's vision to foster academic excellence and equip students with multiple literacies that will enable them to make meaningful contributions as nation builders who are technically and globally competitive.
Sponsoring partner Tropical Shipping says they're pleased to be able to contribute to the Grand Bahama community.
Our corporate mandate is youth empowerment, youth development, and this fits well with our mandate provided by our parent company, Salt Chuck. We're privately held, and it's a family business, and we believe greatly in families and in children especially because they are our future. And these computers, we feel, are going to be a great asset to the community.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
10 of the top high school achievers from various institutions throughout Grand Bahama receiving scholarship assistance from the Grand Bahama Port Authority yesterday. The group of 9 females and 1 male meeting with officials of the Port Authority and were elated for the assistance. Dr. Chelina Smith says the port is equally as proud to assist.
Since the 1970s, the Grand Bahama Port Authority and group of companies have offered tertiary level scholarships to students from high schools throughout Grand Bahama because the company believes in the great importance of higher education and the future development of Grand Bahama and the Bahamas. And for the past 20 years, in an effort to assist as many students as possible, the company has annually offered between 90 and 105 partial scholarships to deserving students. And beginning in 2009, our president, Ian Roll, wanted to also ensure that the top achieving Bahamian student in each high school receives one of these partial scholarships.
Ian Roll, president of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, says that this year they changed their approach as the scholarship committee wanted a more intimate setting at the Grand Bahama Port Authority with the scholarship recipients rather than compete with various graduation ceremonies island-wide.
I would want them to focus on areas that are right in their direct sight and scope, areas where we know where the Bahamas needs assistance to develop. I'd encourage students to focus on those areas. Hopefully they become passionate about them because, again, you have to be passionate about what you do in order to really, really excel. But it's important for us to get most of our kids back home. I know the opportunities for everybody is not here, but instead of discouraging them from coming back home, we need to encourage more people to come back.
Parents and potential students attending a scholarship information session at the Evelyn Hanfield Multi-Purpose Hall at the Church of God of Prophecy in Hawksville. Jay Philippe has more details.
Over 100 students throughout schools throughout Grand Bahama attended an information session hosted by Midwestern State University, Texas. Dean of Students Matthew Parks talked about the benefits of why Bahamians would be very successful at the university.
We have about 6,000 total students at MSU Texas, and about 10% of that is international students. We have about 65 Bahamian students attending right now, and we believe greatly in the value of diversity and want to make sure that students have the opportunities to go on and get a great education at the undergraduate or graduate level, bring those knowledge and skills learned back to support their homes or potentially stay and study or work in the U.S.
Midwestern State University is a public university located in Wichita Falls, Texas. It is one of 4 independent public universities in Texas unaffiliated with a state public university system, which is why Bahamians can benefit tremendously as it relates to tuition.
We have 2 benefits that we can offer to the Bahamians. One of them is any Bahamian student who comes, we can automatically award them with what we call Tier 2 tuition. We have a special situation in the state of Texas that allows MSU to bring in international students at the in-state tuition plus a certain amount per credit hour. But what we can also offer the Bahamian students who either have a 3.0 GPA of transfer work in at least 18 hours or an 1100 SAT, we can bring them in with an in-state tuition waiver plus a $1,000 scholarship automatically. They may qualify for more on top of that based on their particular disciplines, but those are the 2 packages where we start.
Raquel Benaby, who is the lead liaison person involved with the information session, says she was overwhelmed with the response from students who came to the scholarship meeting.
You can tell from this response that the students, they are eager, they want to better themselves, to be able to come back home to better their communities. And that's what we're all about right now. We're in a position where we're trying to build skills capacity, and some of the subject offerings that they are presenting, they work ideally here in the Grand Bahama community, considering we are primarily an industrial island.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
And as we go to break, we're giving you an opportunity to win an all-access ticket to the 4th annual Grand Bahama Homecoming Concert. Now, tonight's question is, which artist represents the past, which artist represents the present, and which artist represents the future? Head on over to our Facebook page at ZNS Bahamas Northern Service, find the question, and be the first person to answer all parts of the question. Stay with us, there's more news right after this break.